What's up, people, man? Once again, you know who it is. It's the Black Heisenberg General, Mr. Conscious Creed, King Creed. And this is another episode, again, of the Black Service Announcement. And today, I have a treat for everybody. I have actually a good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a while. He's out of Virginia. A big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so you know I had to put him on here. It is my boy, K.I.L.A. What's good, G?
Yeah, what's happening, man? How's it going?
Everything going okay, man. Everything's going okay, man, like always. Yeah, man. Yo, I heard that Savage track that you had sent me a while back, dog, and I liked it. I've been jamming it, going to work. Yo, it's a tight, dope track, man. What made you come up with the concept for that, man?
I mean, it was just the vibe I got from the song, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, they savage and all this shit nowadays. And, you know, it was just a thought, you know, it was something. It's not even really just for the fellas, 'cause, you know, fellas can say, you know, like if the lady, she not putting out whatever, she not down, he can just go on and go find another one. But yeah. You know, ladies are savage too. So True. You know what I'm saying. True. If you listen to the song, you know, of course I'm talking about myself. So, you know, I ain't a lady, so, you know, but, you know, ladies can relate too, so it ain't just for the fellas, but it was just the vibe I got from the song. I was sitting chilling and, you know, the tune just popped in my head. It was just one of those moments where it just kind of happened, and that's kind of how a lot of my tracks come along.
Feel you. I still be listening. You know what? For those who don't know you, man, give a little bit about yourself, man. A little bit about your background, a little bit about, you know, the music that you do. Give the people a little bit about yourself right now.
Yeah, well, of course, I go by the name K.I.L.A. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. Oh. I live in the Northern Virginia area right now, and I've been here for some time. But as far as this music goes, I mean, I actually started rapping when I was about 9. So I actually been doing it for a minute. It's kind of been on and off, you know. You know, I rap, I also sing. For a period of time, I was also doing some producing, but I decided to focus on my writing. So right now, I'm working on my writing and trying to put this mixtape out that, you know, a few people been asking me for some time now. So it's no more delaying it. I gotta get this done, get it out, and, you know, let the people finally hear something, you know, some real dope music that, you know, you can actually listen to the lyrics and it makes some sense. So that's all I'm trying to do.
I still listen to your BMF freestyle, dog. And I remember.
Oh, man.
Oh, now let me tell y'all people a story in the time of how long ago I known this man right here. We were sitting in his old Monte Carlo, man. And this man was taking me home. We were going home from work, and he was playing his music. He was telling me about, you know, him doing music at the time, and we would always talk about it at work from time to time. And I ended up hearing his BMF freestyle, and this was around the time Rick Ross and Jeezy had their little problems, beef, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, what was that, like 2011?
Yeah, man, like around 2011. Yeah. Yo, it feels so long ago. It feels like yesterday, but it's so long ago. But we were listening to it, and just his delivery. It was one line he said, and I just till this day I be thinking I can impress a bitch with that line and shit. How did the line go, bro? He said something about hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh.
It was something like I was hanging with Mr. Cooper, or I was in the living room playing Mario trying to beat King Koopa. Just the line that he had.
The still King Koopa.
Yo, I still remember it to this day, man, and that was 2011. So what I'll say is that when your music does drop, man, it left an impression on me still to this day. And that's what I'm really trying to explain is the timeline from the time I've known this man and still the influence that his music has, not only just in my music, but also in my poetry as well. So you're very influential when it comes to music. Now,
appreciate that, man.
You were saying that you do a little bit of singing and whatnot. Now, what type of music do you have on your mixtape that's going to be catering to the women?
On this mixtape, it's going to be majority rapping. I haven't really decided how much singing I want to put on there. I mean, there's one track that I'm working on called Late Night that I'm gonna be singing on the hook. And there's one R&B song that I wrote probably about a year ago that I'm still debating whether I want to put it on there or not. Only, because it's really hard these days to really find the right beat for an R&B song, because everybody, is really into, the trap music and, all that, and, the mumble rap stuff. And so it's just like, it's really difficult to find a legit R&B song. And this is what this was supposed to be. So the closest beat that I was able to get for it was, it kind of has a slight trap feel to it, but it actually did fit the song perfectly. So it's kind of, do I want to use it to put the song out, or do I want to, wait and go along with what I originally planned for the song? So that's kind of the dilemma for me right there. And I've just been so focused on the rapping lately, I haven't really done too many R&B songs. So I think this one is probably I'm just gonna have to keep it with the rapping on this one.
Okay. Well, one thing that you had mentioned was the whole entire mumble rap and how rap is today.
Mm.
In your own words, give me 3 reasons why hip hop is dying, shall I say? Because there's a lot of rappers. There's a lot of rappers. They're not even rappers, but there's a lot of people that are entertaining, but they're not giving substance. And then there's people like J. Cole and Kendrick that have really good lyrics. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, what is some of the reasons why hip hop is allowing itself to die, shall I say?
I mean, that's a tough one, because to me, I don't really think it's dying. I mean, Yeah, you got some hip hop that's out there that has a very huge lack of substance and subject matter. But you do got the J. Cole's and the Kendricks, and you got the Big Sean's and whatnot, and there's a lot of artists out there who are still doing their thing as far as the lyrics are concerned, and as far as subject matter and actually, I think my only problem is there's a lot of rap out there and there's a lot of hip hop out there that basically the song just doesn't make any sense. Like, to me personally, I can't really make a song that makes absolutely no sense. If the point of the song, say if I got a hook and the hook is, something about women or whatever, like, I'm gonna use my lyrics and my verses to talk about women. So, but there's a lot of artists out now, or rappers, whatever you want to call them, that, the hook will say, be talking about women, but in their verses, they're talking about basically themselves and money and guns and shit like that. And that's cool, I guess, but it's just like, when you do it too much, it's just like, all right, like, can you finally make a song that actually makes some sense? And that's not everybody out there. I mean, there's some artists who are making sense in their songs and going with the subject matter, but they just don't really have, they have a lack of skill. They don't really, put any words together, or, I mean, there's some people out there who, to me, just sound plain fucking retarded. But, I mean, I probably shouldn't really use that word. I mean, some people might not like that word, but at the same time, it's true. Like, some of these niggas really sound retarded, and I'm not gonna lie. I actually listen to some of their music, like, 'cause it's fun to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm out at a party, or, I'm drinking with some friends or whatever, like, sometimes it's all right. Like, it's nothing wrong with listening to that music. There's nothing wrong with enjoying it. But but you can't really deny the fact that there's a big lack of substance nowadays. I mean, but it's it's what the kids want. It's what the kids like to listen to. They like to party, drink, smoke, and listen to whoever's out. Who you got, like Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi Vert, Migos, Future. And not to even say that they're all bad artists, but, a lot of them do have a lack of subject matter. But to me, it's just like, especially with the younger artists, like, to me, it's just like they just kids having fun. Like, 'cause I mean, I got records where I'm rapping, I ain't really talking about shit. I mean, I play with my words a little bit more than they do, but that's about it. But there's no real subject matter, which is why, those are usually called freestyles. Because, it's freestyle. There's not supposed to be a subject matter.
And I think that's where a lot of us have misconstrued freestyling for songwriting. Because I remember at a point in time, when we used to work together, there would be people that would tell me, hey, freestyle. I don't want to freestyle. Because if I'm going to freestyle, I'd rather, and I think I even told that to you at one particular point, like, if I'm going to freestyle, I still want my shit to mean something. I still want, because, it may be your first impression to that person who's asking you, but if all he's paying attention to is my words, is my wordplay, is my dialogue and everything of that sort, like, what is he really getting out of my music? What is he really getting out of the song that I just did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, if we're in a setting where, if it was me, you, and Ryan, okay, for those who don't know who Ryan is, his name is Charisma Khan, a really dope rapper. I still got a couple of his songs on my phone. Hopefully we'll be able to try to get him one day, interview him. But Yeah, I remember. You know, it was me. No, if it was me, you, and Ryan, and we were to be freestyling or whatever, then cool. I really wouldn't. How can I put this? If it was us, I wouldn't really too much care about it because we all know each other's skill. We all know each other's,
right.
Skill set. So none of us.
Yeah, we know what each other is capable of.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to freestyle, I'm going to freestyle and battle rap somebody. I'm going to freestyle and do some Tigger in the basement type bullshit. I don't, because, okay, like, just like with this interview, after a while, I'm going to be like, okay, well, before we get off, give your shout outs, whatever, and bust a freestyle real quick. I think we have, as far as hip hop, I first want to say, as far as hip hop, we have gotten torn away from differentiating entertainer, freestyler, battle rapper, and fucking, and just pure hip hop in the sense of a whole. Reason I say that is because, again, we got mumble rap, we got all of these different things, and if you ask some of these new rappers who certain new people are or whatnot, they couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't tell you who Biggie is. Who was it? Rich Homie Quan. Nigga couldn't even do the goddamn Biggie verse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If my information is correct, because I'm probably wrong, but it was somewhere he couldn't finish the words to a Biggie song at a concert or some Biggie tribute or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is we have forgotten the forefathers of hip hop.
That is very true. That's true. And I mean, yeah, it sucks, but you got to understand. You also got to realize that a lot of the rappers out nowadays, they weren't. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really raised in those times. And I mean, and not everybody is going to go back to listen to what once was. I mean,
true. That's very true.
And you can't really blame them for that because that's just how they was raised. I mean, a lot of kids these days, I mean, they don't hear that stuff because their parents don't let them listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So like when they get older and to a point where they can find that music on their own, it's a little bit too late unless they choose to do so themselves. So, I mean, I don't really blame none of them. If somebody who's under the age of 20, 21, 20, I don't really expect them to know, a Biggie or a Tupac verse. I don't expect them to know who Digital Underground is or who Tribe Called Quest is, and I don't really expect them to know all that because at the same time, if it wasn't for my parents or the people who I grew up around, I probably wouldn't know a lot of that stuff either.
That's true.
But because I did and I have a memory of it, it makes it easier for me to go on YouTube or go on whatever, Google and look up, artists who were out when, before I was born or when I was an infant, per se, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't that old. So there's a lot of artists that I don't, that I may not know that I probably should. Those rappers who really started it back in, the 70s and 80s and things like that. There's a lot that I don't know. So I can't blame them for not knowing either. But that's just how it is. And I mean, it kind of sucks and it makes, it might make them look bad to, those older artists who feel like they deserve that respect and, things like that. for you to know their songs and for you to know who they are. But you can't expect everybody to know your name. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, that's just something that can easily just, you know, be brushed to the side. Just like, all right, like, you don't know who that is? Cool, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ain't much you can do about it.
And,
but, you know.
And you're very right about that, man. And it's true. It's true. And, you know, you really can't expect everybody to know who you are, know what your name is, know your feats, know, you know, who you are as an artist and things of that sort. And you're right. I just think, and this is just my thoughts, that maybe it is just me, but I know that, how can I say it? I don't care. How can I put it? I just want to hear a little less. I just want to hear a little less of mumbling. I don't know, man. There's a lot that I don't. There's a lot that I don't really want to hear of it. But I just feel like if these artists are really artists, I want to see a tad bit more diversity. You know what I'm saying? Not really diversity, but
what you mean, like
if you can
like
rap, actually rap. Like I can listen to Dave East and G Herbo all day. I can listen to Don Q. I can listen to J. Cole or Kendrick. I can even listen to Big Sean. Hell, I can listen to Mac Miller.
Yeah, the Mac Miller's dope, actually. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I can listen to these people, but the reason why I'm saying that I can listen to all these people is because they're actually talking about something. Some of these people, they're talking like have a reason for what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, listen. Yeah, have fun. Entertain sometimes, because nobody always wants to be serious all the time. But if you can rap. If you can't, be a guest feature on something. I'm not saying that I'm a top elite. If anything, I'm probably in a D class of my own when it comes to rapping. If we're talking on a scale of A to E. But in the same token, if I have the opportunity to be on like an Eminem track or something like that, oh nigga, I'm showing my ass.
Right.
I'm showing my ass, but the point that I'm trying to make is us who really do this hip hop thing, and us who really are about not just about the music, but the artistry and the message and the time that we put into it. You know, I don't know. I want to feel suspense again in hip hop. I want to feel like Biggie, Tupac, Nas, and Jay-Z came together and just, I don't know, 4 minutes of hell. I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is hip-hop doesn't give me that same feeling anymore. There's people that give me that, yo, yeah, I feel you. And I'll walk outside and act like I'm just them and be singing that shit. But there's not a lot of artists that can make me do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's more I hear motherfuckers in groups singing the shit more than I do well, you get the gist that I'm trying to make. But I just really want hip hop to get back to being less entertaining and more about the craft.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, that has been the problem. Those who have been so much more about the craft and not the entertainment. You know, the point of music is, you know, you're supposed to grab their attention by entertaining them. But I can't you know what I'm saying? I don't expect to go out and do a performance with a song that isn't entertaining. Like, yeah, my lyrics may be there, but if you know, if the delivery and whatever, if it doesn't have an impact to entertain, like, them people gonna get bored. And you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I mean, he can rap, he can put nice lyrics together, but this nigga's boring as fuck, which is, which I think is, you know, has been the backlash on J. Cole. Which, me personally, I don't think J. Cole is boring. I mean, there have been tracks where I've listened to, I'm just like, all right, I can't listen to it too much because it is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does bore me a little bit, but for the most part, I don't think he's a boring artist at all. But that has been other people's problem with him. They feel like he's boring. And I can see where they're coming from. I mean, it's you know, to each his own. But, and I think that's been the problem these days, period, is that there are artists out there who do have the substance and do, you know, put their words together, you know, better than probably 90% of the rappers out there. But at the same time, they don't have the delivery, they don't have the right beat selection, whatever it is. Like, they're not grabbing your attention. Because the whole point of this whole rap thing is we making music. Music is supposed to make you feel something. Like, it's not just the lyrics. It's, you know, the beat itself has to, you know what I'm saying, like, make you move or make you, you know, feel a vibe or something. And if it ain't doing that, then you ain't gonna get nowhere. Like, that's why I'm very selective of my beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's also part of the reason why there's been a long period of time where I wasn't putting out any music or doing anything or wasn't recording because I didn't feel like I had it all there. Like, I'm not gonna put out just any old thing just because it's something to put out. Like, I'm very picky about that. And I think that's a problem you have today. Nobody is really selective in what they're putting out. They just, like, got a beat, I'm gonna rap on it, put it out, and then it just ends up being some trash. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I'm not gonna do that to myself. So
I respect that.
My whole goal is to put out something that people can understand and vibe to and listen to and bump for years to come without getting bored by it. I don't want to have people listen to my music and be like, oh, he can rap, but this track kind of bores me. Let me go to the next one. Like, nah, like I want to grab and keep your attention.
And I think, and you know, one thing I will say is when it comes to people who do hip hop and music I've heard from you, you're one of the people that I wouldn't mind having a heated discussion or losing a friend over. But it's just because I know your craft, I know your work, I know what you're capable of, and you know, it is a pleasure to know your music and to know that you are one of the people who still stays true to yourself, but true to your craft as well. So I do want to tip my hat off to you, man.
I appreciate that.
Most
definitely. I mean, because everybody tries to just stay in one lane, and that's part of what's been kind of boring me about, you know, music these days. You know, everybody, you know, they either want to be political or they just want to party or they just want to smoke or they just stay in that lane. Like, I have to do everything because there's more to me than just, you know, drinking and which, you know, most people know I don't smoke. So you probably won't hear me rapping about smoking unless you hear me. And if I do rap about smoking, because at some point in time I did smoke, but I don't now. I mean, we've all been there, done that. Like, that's one of those people that done that kind of thing. And you know, I still drink a little bit. I don't drink like I used to, but you know, every now and then I do get out and I have me quite a few shots or cups of bottles of Hennessy, and and just let the night flow.
Man, it's because of your liquor bar. I made a lot of poor decisions in my life, and I know that you know what I'm talking about. But
yeah, let's not go there. That's memory that should be just erased a little bit.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean it happens. I mean, but I'm not going to just rap about drinking. You know me. Like I'm I'm a goofy ass nigga sometimes. So every now and then I might throw a little bit of humor in there or whatever. I might, and if I feel the need to, I might talk about some serious shit.
Yeah.
But I actually prefer not to, because even though I like to let some of my music get personal, I don't like to get too personal, because there's just certain things that I like to keep to myself.
That's very true. I feel you.
And then, like the most personal I'll get is probably talking about relationship type stuff or whatever. Which I have a song that I already wrote. It just needs to be recorded that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. That
is talking about some relationship situation that I had some time ago or whatever. And but that's about that might be as serious as I get. I'm not really sure yet. It like I said, when I pick out my beats or whatever, it's just whatever vibe I get from it. And if I want to talk about some political Black Lives Matter type or anti-Trump or whatever, like, oh, we destroying the ecosystem type shit, like,
oh no, please don't go no Captain Planet.
Yeah, Captain Planet shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the vibe I get, I'll find a way to, to lay it down in a way that it keeps your interest, but I may not ever find a beat that gives me that vibe, or I may not just catch that vibe at all. You never know, but,
Oh, Lord.
It just depends, man. Like, everything I do is I just catch off whatever vibe, whatever emotion I'm feeling at the moment. Just like I said with Savage, like that was just how I was feeling at that time. Like, there's been times where, I might have to let a young lady know, like, hey, if you in here faking and, you've been talking like you want to do a little something, but now we here in this moment and you playing games, like, all right, like, sometimes I just gotta say, and go get another one. That's just life. I mean, women do it all the time. So, nothing wrong with that. That's just the vibe I got on the beat, and that was my feelings at the moment. So I just felt the need to lay it down on the track.
Feel you. You. Well, before we bring this to a very screeching halt, you got a freestyle in you, man?
Oh, man. I don't know if I got one in me today. I don't know. I don't want to give them. I'm in such a chill mood, man. I don't know if I got one in me. I don't want to give no garbage.
I feel you.
And make y'all think I'm one of these other rappers out here. I mean, and then on top of that, I mean, it's also, I've been in such a space where I'm trying to put these lyrics down on this mixtape and give y'all the best I can. I wouldn't want to accidentally preview some shit that I don't want to put out, or say something and like, damn, he said that in the freestyle. Like, didn't he say that before? Like, nah, I ain't said it before. I don't know what you're talking about. Nah, but nah, it's actually been a while since I legit like freestyled off the top of the head type. Yeah, I'll have to brush back up on my off the dome skills.
I feel you.
And and I'll definitely do it for another interview for sure. But today I don't know if I can give y'all that quality. I might fuck around and say some Cat in the Hat, you know. Shit. You know, some right foot, left foot, green eggs and ham.
Oh, man. He said some green eggs and ham. What the hell?
Hey, man, it's classic. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was the original spitter right there. He had all the bars back in the day.
Hey, will you have any shout outs before we go?
Yeah, man. You know, first off, let me shout you out, you know, the Black Heisenberg movement, you know. I appreciate the interview. Let me also shout out my SFS peoples. You know, that's the Stay Fresh Society, my homeboy Murph the Kid, my man Scott Raheem. You know, they out here doing their thing. My boy Murph, he got a couple mixtapes out. I think his latest one is called The Rebirth. So if y'all got time, you know, you can find that on Dat Piff. Once again, his name is Murph the Kid, and his mixtape is called The Rebirth. It's actually a really dope mixtape. He actually he spit some nice bars on there, and he got a little personal. This was something that he really put his all into. So it's a really good tape. And with Scott Raheem, me and him, he's actually, matter of fact, he's on the track Savage.
Yeah.
So I want to hear something from him. He's on that track Savage. He's coming out with a mixtape soon also. I don't know the title just yet, but I've actually been in the studio with him recently, and he's cooking up some heat. Me and him actually did a track like 2 weeks ago together, called Bus Pass. It's funny as hell. I can't really give you too many details, but we're gonna be shooting a video for that jump soon. Right. Just know that it's not a song that's gonna be, you know, that's meant to be taken seriously. We literally recorded it in about 10 minutes.
Oh wow!
Like we didn't. Yeah, that was the last time I actually freestyled, but it was meant to be on some goofy shit. But it's fun. Like it's a fun track, and yeah. So y'all look out for that. The song is called Bus Pass. It's me and Scott Raheem. I think he's probably gonna put it on his mixtape. I might put it on mine too, because it's just a fun track, and it's definitely one of those tracks where you know, the kids these days, they'll enjoy it. You know, it has a lot of auto-tune and all that cool shit too. So it was one of those spur of the moment type things. You know, like I said earlier, you know, it's okay for, you know, to have fun with this shit. Like, you know, it don't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes, you know, you gotta have a good time and just do shit off the, you know,
off the dome.
Just off a whim. Like it just happened. So, but yeah, so those are the only shout outs I got right now. I mean, there's a couple artists that, you know, I can show some love to. Got my boy Gabriel Alexander out of Newport News. My boy Zaya Burke, he's from Newport News. They both doing their thing. And they've been doing their thing for a long time. Zaya Burke is actually the first person I actually rapped with. So when I started rapping at the age of 9, that's who got me to do it. So, you know, much love to him. We haven't spoken in a while, but that's the homie. And that's that.
Okay. Well, before I step away, I want to first give a big shout out to my homeboy KLA. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but I do want to say thank you once again. If y'all out there,
appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, brother, anytime. If you guys out there, man, want to continue to support this man KLA, man, hey, you have a SoundCloud that you can direct them to?
At the moment, I'm actually about to put that together probably this week. I have a Reverb Nation that I have, but I'm about to just go strictly deal with SoundCloud. I don't really pay attention to the Reverb Nation as much as I should, so I'm gonna start doing the SoundCloud and get people pointed there. And I'm working on my YouTube and my Facebook page also. But right now, I mean, they can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. Both names are the same. It's K_ALE22. That's K_ALE22. You know, they can hit me up on there. I'm definitely going to be putting some links on there, especially when I get that SoundCloud and YouTube together. Yeah, so, but I'll definitely let you know when I got the SoundCloud and YouTube up, for sure. You know, especially when I get them videos coming, you know, get them views up, let people see what I'm about, and, you know, have a little entertainment in their lives.
Everybody needs a little entertainment in their lives.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I want
to
give a big shout out to you, man. And again, like I said, thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And make sure they look out for it. I'm not sure when it's dropping yet, but it's dropping this year. The mixtape is Show Enough. You know, I mean, that's what it was going to be called before, you know, back when, you know, I was letting you listen to some stuff, but, you know, that got postponed. So the name is still the same, Show Enough, and that's going to be coming soon, man. So hopefully, you know, it does what it's supposed to do, and the people enjoy it the way I want them to.
Well, I want to say thank you once again, man. Yo, go check out his mixtape when it comes out. I will most definitely report to y'all and let y'all know when this mixtape comes out. I also want to give a big shout out to my brother Many Songs. He has a podcast that he does, and hopefully we'll be able to get him to do it, to get the interview on the Black Service announcement. I also want to give a big shout out to my homeboy Jay Smooth out of Reading, PA. Yo, he's doing really big things. Reading, PA, more close to Philly, but they just won their state championship high school basketball. Also, the dude from the rap game, Nova, he's from Reading. So right now, man, Reading is doing big things, and I want to give a big shout out to the Red Dot, man. So all the rappers, all the artists out there, big shout out to them. I also want to give a big shout out to my homegirl Ari Starr. She has a song out right now. It's called Through Time. Very great track. I actually play it every morning, or one of the songs I have on my playlist every morning. So until the very next time that we meet and we talk again, this is the Black Heisenberg, Mr. Conscious Creed, King Creed to many. This has been the Black Service announcement, and we thank y'all for y'all listening and participation. Until next time, salam.